Do you ever feel like someone at work is undermining you? Like they smile to your face but stab you in the back? Or someone who took credit for your ideas while subtly making you look bad? This isn't just normal office politics. What you're experiencing could be calculated psychological sabotage from a toxic colleague. Research shows about 1 in 5 workplace bullies don't just make work difficult, they systematically destroy confidence, careers, and workplace culture. Today I'll expose their most dangerous tactics, why companies fail to stop them, and exactly how to protect yourself. This video draws from groundbreaking research from the book, Snakes in Suits by Dr. Paul Bobiak and Dr. Robert Hare. Their study on how corporate psychopaths operate will change how you see your workplace forever. Toxic colleagues are masters of disguise. Their charm is a hunting tool. They study company culture like predators learning a habitat. In meetings, they're the first to compliment the boss's ideas. During reviews, they volunteer for high-visibility projects. But their perfect employee act serves a dark purpose. Clinical research shows these individuals often lack the brain activity associated with empathy and remorse. They mimic emotions like concern or excitement, but feel none of it. They identify 2 types of coworkers, pawns and patrons. Pawns are helpful colleagues they can exploit. Patrons are influential managers they flatter. One study followed a Fortune 500 executive who got promoted despite complaints. Why? He strategically aligned himself with senior leaders while bullying subordinates. The higher he rose, the more damage he caused. By the time leadership noticed, he'd already moved to another company with glowing references. Toxic colleagues don't rely on overt bullying. They use psychological warfare tactics so subtle you might blame yourself instead of recognizing the manipulation. Let's break down their most dangerous plays straight from the research. 1. Love bombing. The bait before the trap. It starts with overwhelming flattery. They'll praise your work excessively, remember personal details, and act like your biggest supporter. This isn't genuine kindness, it's strategic. They're building your trust so you let your guard down. In one case, a sales director brought coffee to new hires daily, learning their insecurities. Months later, he'd use those vulnerabilities against them during promotions. 2. Triangulation. Turning teams against each other. They manufacture conflicts to position themselves as the hero. Imagine your coworker telling you, the boss thinks your report was sloppy, when the boss never said that. Meanwhile, they're telling the boss, I can fix Jane's messy work. Now you distrust your boss, the boss questions your competence, and the manipulator looks like the solution. It's a 3-way deception. 3. Gaslighting. Making you question reality. This goes beyond lying. They'll deny saying something you clearly remember. Claim deadlines changed when they didn't. Even alter documents then insist, this is how it always was. A project manager kept moving meeting times, then accused her team of being chronically late. When shown calendar invitations, she sighed, you all need to pay better attention. The goal? Make you doubt your memory so you rely on theirs. 4. Selective amnesia. The convenient memory loss. They'll forget giving you critical instructions, then act shocked when work is late. An executive assistant was fired because her manager denied approving time off requests he'd authorized. When shown his email confirmations, he claimed, those must have been sent by mistake. This tactic keeps victims constantly off balance. 5. Smear campaigns. The whisper network. They plant seeds of doubt about you with carefully chosen words. I admire how Sarah stays calm under pressure, though some wonder if she cares enough. Notice the poison wrapped in praise? They'll imply concerns without making direct accusations, making rebuttals impossible. One engineer discovered his colleague was telling different teams different versions of concerns about his work, tailoring each story to the listener's biases. 6. The false confidant, harvesting secrets. They'll share fake secrets to bait you into revealing real ones. Between us, leadership thinks the new policy is stupid, they might say, hoping you'll agree. Later, they'll tell the boss, John agrees the policy is failing. Suddenly, you're positioned as the complainer. 7. Strategic incompetence. The calculated mistake. They'll accidentally CC you on emails meant to damage your reputation. Or schedule important meetings when you're unavailable. An accountant kept misplacing files needed by certain colleagues right before audits. Each time, she'd apologize profusely while her targets took the blame for delayed work. 8. The bait-and-switch bureaucrat. They weaponize policies selectively. For example, suddenly enforcing dress codes only against certain people, citing procedure to block your ideas while bending rules for theirs. A HR manager denied remote work requests citing company policy, while quietly approving them for his inner circle. These tactics exploit our trust in colleagues. We want to believe colleagues operate in good faith. We hesitate to call out subtle digs for fear of seeming paranoid. Meanwhile, manipulators test boundaries like hackers probing for system weaknesses. Each small violation that goes unchallenged emboldens them. The most dangerous part? These behaviors often get mislabeled as conflict when they're actually psychological abuse. But unlike schoolyard bullies, workplace manipulators are careful to stay just below the threshold of actionable offenses. That's what makes them so destructive. If these tactics sound familiar, please like and subscribe to help others find this video so we can expose these tricks together. Corporate structures unintentionally reward psychopathic behavior. Annual reviews focus on short-term metrics, not team dynamics. Leadership programs select for confidence over compassion. One study found toxic employees are 40% more likely to get promoted in competitive environments. HR departments often become unwitting allies. When victims complain, manipulators reframe the narrative. Sarah seems stressed lately, they might say. Maybe she's not handling pressure well. They weaponize corporate policies, portraying reasonable requests as personal attacks. By the time investigations conclude, the target is often too exhausted to continue fighting. The financial costs are staggering. A single toxic employee can cost a company over $25,000 in turnover and lost productivity. Yet most organizations lack systems to identify emotional manipulation as a workplace hazard. The aftermath extends far beyond missed promotions. Victims report physical symptoms like insomnia and digestive issues. Teams develop survivor mentality where innovation dies because no one risks speaking up. One tech company lost 3 top engineers in 6 months before discovering their new manager was systematically sabotaging anyone who outshone him. The most insidious damage is self-doubt. A talented marketer spent years believing she was incompetent because her boss took credit for her campaigns while criticizing minor errors. Only after leaving did she realize she'd been manipulated. These stories repeat across industries because the patterns are predictable once you know what to look for. Protection starts with pattern recognition. Document every suspicious interaction with dates and witnesses. When they claim you missed a deadline, you can respond, according to my notes from our March 12th meeting, the deadline was always the 30th. Build alliances carefully. Toxic colleagues isolate targets first. Have lunch with different team members regularly. This creates natural witnesses to their behavior. During conflicts, stay emotionally neutral. They feed on reactions. If they criticize your work in a meeting, respond with, "I appreciate the feedback. Let me review the data and get back to you." This deprives them of the drama they crave. When possible, expose patterns to leadership with evidence. Presenting facts removes their ability to gaslight. Sometimes the healthiest choice is leaving. As one survivor told me, no job is worth your self-worth. Companies that tolerate toxic behavior will eventually pay the price in lost talent. Workplace manipulation thrives in silence. Share this video with someone who needs it. If you're currently being undermined, know this. The problem isn't your competence, it's their pathology. You have more power than you realize. Document, connect with allies, and remember, ethical professionals always win in the long run. Let's make our workplaces as healthy as they are productive. Thank you for watching.